Match 29.
Match 29.
Godzilla versus Moguera by Thomas Singleton.
Darn you.
Suck it, Andrew.
Darn you.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, don't tell him. I don't want people to start shipping KaijuX and Gray Shot.
I already have. That ship's already been sailed.
DeviantArt, here we go.
Dear God. In any case, a battalion of tanks rolled across the sandy beach. Grainy clouds dampened the skies above, extinguishing drops of rain. The watery droplets pelted the tanks, stretching their metallic facade. Beneath the armored surface, humans and machines alike worked to preserve the sanctity of the tanks. Acres of sand vibrated, disturbed by the marching battalion. Atop each tank, a lone soldier sat quietly inspecting the obscured land. Their numb hands clenched the handle of a machine gun, hesitant to pull the trigger. In front of the tanks, a long barrel pointed out. Its only purpose was to aid the soldiers in warfare. I know, right? The most sophisticated technology lay at their fingertips, and yet fear racked their youthful complexions. Military intelligence had reason to believe the monster Godzilla was set to arrive at their present location at any time. Even its name made the soldiers shudder. Well, yeah, no duh. There's been like 100 divisions that have died because of it. What are you going to do to be different?
That's what the humans said when they hear Godzilla.
Rumor had it that Godzilla was indestructible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. No amount of firepower could slay the radioactive behemoth. Despite these rumors, the soldiers marched into battle. Unbeknownst to the soldiers, the governments of the world had designed a robot to vanquish monsters like Godzilla. Yeah, pretty much. Only it had not yet arrived, and the tanks were meant only to slow Godzilla down.
Godzilla's waiting in the mail. He chose the long shipping on Amazon.
The tanks stopped 100 yards from the shoreline. Waves of seawater overlapped one another. Fog lingered within the vicinity of the beach, obscuring the surf. Beneath the murky waves, jagged spines emerged, slicing the watery surface. A leviathan of black scales rose out of the water. Its demented shape made the soldiers freeze. To them, it was like peering into an era long forgotten. The world no longer harbored a profusion of titans. Only a few managed to escape the tapestry of time and haunt the world today. Wow. A long, muscular tail unraveled the waves. Gallons of water flowed off the creature's muscular figure. Serrated teeth occupied its prehistoric jaws. Sharp claws laced its fingertips. 3 rows of dorsal fins jutted out of its back. A low, yet ominous growl escaped its reptilian lips. Godzilla's maw parted, yielding a thunderous roar. The monster's bellow vibrated the ground. It was a challenge to the world of man. Reluctantly, the soldiers replied, "Pass."
Nature grew silent as the cries of war blanketed the sandy beaches. Tank shells blazed out of their barrels, battering Godzilla's scaly hide. Even the tanks recoiled from their firepower. Plumes of black smoke and fire baked Godzilla's flesh. Shells failing to explode remained dislodged inside the creature's scales. After the tanks depleted all of their ammunition, an eerie silence pervaded the landscape. Godzilla's savage gaze pierced the hazy smoke, locating the tanks. The soldiers atop of each tank pulled the trigger. Hot lead burned out of the machine guns, failing to harm the monstrous entity. Godzilla raised its foot out of the water and drove it into the beach. Godzilla's mass forced the sand to sink beneath his feet. Tremors jolted the beach, complying with Godzilla's movements. Realizing the futility of their efforts, every tank backpedaled. But Godzilla had no merciful intentions. Azure-hued light weaved Godzilla's dorsal spines. Nuclear flames irradiated his ravenous jaws.
You know, how many times is he going to use Azure in each match?
Between Godzilla and Gamera, he's actually used it a fair bit. I mean, I don't recall it as much as like in the future matches, but
it's like a recurring gag.
Godzilla's mouth launched an atomic beam, incinerating the sandy soil and the fleeing tanks. Thick metal melted from the intense heat of Godzilla's flames. The soldiers were instantly reduced to ash. Godzilla's nostrils captured the burning scent of charcoal. Where did the charcoal come from? He advanced forward, leaving gigantic footprints behind. The thick fog enveloped Godzilla's unnatural figure, concealing him from the rest of the world. But the creature's erratic breathing echoed throughout the region. Godzilla suddenly stopped. Ass.
A strange yet familiar sound rasped his ears.
His toy arrived.
But even his binocular vision was suppressed by the fog. The sound grew louder. The fog started to unravel. Godzilla was a force of nature, a harbinger of destruction and life. No sentient mind dwelt inside his cranium, and yet Godzilla's primordial brain faintly recognized the sound. It was the same sound the tanks had made prior to their desolation, only unlike the tanks, the sound was louder and wrought greater power. Godzilla spotted fire reshaping the darkness. Its glimmering essence glinted off the metallic flesh of Godzilla's newest foe. Godzilla peered at its odd shape. He had seen others like itself, only its robotic brethren had shapes similar to Godzilla's own. Cone-shaped arms strode out of its sides. Its breastplate housed an unseen instrument. How do you know that it's unseen? Okay.
Because Godzilla is good at telling what's underneath breastplates.
Don't you know? He took a note from the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla and got X-ray powers too.
Okay. Between its
Godzilla just has
eyes, a drill eagerly anticipated its activation. Flames seared out of its tail, serving as its main form of propulsion. Beneath its thick, clumsy legs, pin thrusters were stored. A curved peculiar apparatus fastened its backside.
No, hold on.
Actually, that one's proper. That one's actually proper.
No, hold on. When they say hidden thrusters, what do they mean by that?
You don't want to know.
But I hear Tyler wants to know for KaijuX.
I will find you.
I'm sure Megan Gears wants to know. Might get it in the right hole this time.
It's a secret only he and Gamera knows.
But Godzilla still gets it in the wrong hole, either on accident or on purpose.
Moguera stared silently at its colossal foe. Godzilla snarled, wary of this new weapon against his kin. Amongst his titanic kind, Godzilla was the fiercest. His ferocious power garnered him the title the King of the Monsters. Godzilla had no quarrel with such a label, but the robotic titan Moguera, on the other hand, summoned Godzilla's ferocity. Godzilla has seen combat with the other monsters. Despite their traditional rumbles, Godzilla was able to identify them.
Defined by
Oh, you don't want to know. But its new foe, Moguera, merited no emotion of any kind. It was as artificial as Godzilla's atomic birth. Moguera's dull face harbored no life. It irritated Godzilla. A violent roar escaped the bowels of Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla's throat. The monster charged, determined to intimidate Moguera. As the ground shook in Godzilla's wake, Moguera launched an attack. Orange streaks of light fired out of its glowing eyes and tore into Godzilla's flesh. Godzilla's scales absorbed the burning energy. The organic properties within withered and died, disappearing like explosive sparks. Godzilla stopped, surprised by Moguera's fearless intentions.
He's giving this toy a 5 out of 5 on Amazon.
But only a 2 out of 5 on TK. The surprise nearly rid Godzilla of his pain. Moguera ceased its attack, cautious of Godzilla's actions. Ribbons of Godzilla's flesh regenerated its recently acquired wounds. Choosing to retaliate in kind, nuclear energy embodied Godzilla's jagged spines. Thermonuclear fire pulsated out of his maw. The atomic beam singed Moguera's armored chest. Its metallic flesh burned bright red, but withstood the intensity of Godzilla's flames. Pass.
Even the concussive force behind Godzilla's primary weapon failed to compromise the robot's armor. Godzilla's eyes widened, not in shock, but in grief. How dare this toy be better than him? Godzilla's being ceased firing and smoke sizzled around his jaws. Reptilian eyes stared out of their sockets, glowering at Moguera. Burnt metal blemished the robot's breastplate. Godzilla's flames had engraved damage, but it was only minimal. Without warning, Moguera's cone-shaped hand sparked brightly. Bluish lasers flied out, carving trenches into Godzilla's torso. Godzilla opened his mouth, screaming loudly. Moguera fired in the wrong hole. The giant's wails were heard for miles. The heat the lasers fashioned made Godzilla's saliva disintegrate. Ew. Godzilla's unbreakable will rendered him immune to death. Moguera's lasers disappeared, unable to protect such power any longer. Craters of burnt flesh embroiled in Godzilla's torso. Godzilla felt his regenerative cells regenerative cells rejuvenate the injuries he had sustained. Though the injury was gone, the pain never left. Livid eyes captured the lifeless shape of Moguera. Anger clouded Godzilla's judgment, commanding him to charge. When they say charge, what exactly is he meaning there? Prehistoric feet plunge into...
It's called running in the opposite direction. Oh no, that's retreat. I think the opposite of that, maybe.
I'm just wondering what he's gonna charge into his new toy for. Prehistoric feet plunge into the sandy soil, forcing it to rise above Godzilla's ankles. Godzilla mustered all the strength he could to run. Moguera's artificial eyes unleashed a barrage of lasers, succeeding in only intensifying Godzilla's rage. Oh great, it's one of those hate attack ones or whatever. Moguera's hidden thrusters popped out. Sheets of concussive
We need to start playing some sort of love song now, like
Careless Whisper. The fire or You Sexy Thing. The fire propelled Moguera's bats off the ground, but it was not fast enough to avoid Godzilla's assault. Godzilla slammed his bulk into Moguera, applying enough force to temporarily shut down the robot's thrusters. Oh god! The atomic dragon's strength knocked out Moguera out of the air, sending the robot rearing backwards. Amongst the cloud of fog, a hilltop came within seconds before Moguera's toppling shape fell upon it. The hilltop was immediately flattened. Godzilla gazed at the downed robot. Skeptic of its condition, Godzilla slowly treaded toward it. It was at that time Moguera's thrusters returned to life. Fire incinerated the goblets of sand, enabling the robot to quickly rise to his feet. Godzilla immediately intended to ram into Moguera once more, but the robot's drill activated, swirling rapidly as Godzilla moved on beneath Moguera's feet. Heads anchored into the ground. In an incredible showcase of speed, Moguera met Godzilla head-on and plunged its drill into his throat. Oh my. Sparks were ignited the moment the drill touched Godzilla's brawny flesh. Let's ponder that for a moment. No matter the durability of Godzilla's hide, the drill pierced its target successfully. It caught Godzilla's esophagus. Yeah, and twirled it around. Godzilla tried to express his pain, but his cry was lost in translation. The toy was winning. Instinctively, Godzilla's massive forearms gripped Moguera and pushed, but the treads beneath Moguera's feet, along with its mass, proved beyond Godzilla's strength. Godzilla summoned all of his available might to push Moguera away. He succeeded in only removing Moguera's drill from his wounded throat. Blood dribbled out of his torn neck, and with the blue pulse coursed through his exposed veins. It wasn't difficult to predict Godzilla's next action. As his throat patched up, Godzilla spat radioactive fire. The robot's outer hull burned beyond recognition, but held up. Spacing issue, between paragraphs.
Yes.
Amid the radioactive inferno, Moguera's breastplate opened, revealing a gigantic maser. Oh my. As a result of
It's gigantic, alright.
As a result of his curiosity, Godzilla's atomic flames faded. Godzilla's feral eyes scanned the maser, faintly recognizing its significance.
That's a sexy maser, man.
No, I'm just laughing because we replaced orbs with eyes.
Taking advantage of Godzilla's naivety, Moguera activated the maser. Oh my, things are getting dangerous.
Fire.
Let's get dangerous.
An eerie luminance glimmered from the maser. Plasma harnessed its glossy core. Ew. At the tip of its projector, powerful energies blossomed. Godzilla felt an excruciating pain emanating from his abdomen. The maser had unleashed a surge of energy that punctured Godzilla's hide and fried his internal organs. Oh god, it's a repeat with Gamera.
That burned 1 EP.
Painful shrieks. Yeah, he's got the gonorrheas.
That's used for protection on that Moguera, man.
Now Godzilla's dropping his 5-star his Amazon review down to 2 stars instead of 5. Because the toy gave him some diseases.
No.
Obviously, another monster used it before him. He should have looked at the new instead of the used.
Quality control at the factory forgot to wash it down afterwards. Damn the Andrew, you failed us again.
The sandy surface ascended above Godzilla's crashing mass and rained down upon him. Moguera activated its thrusters. Again? Seriously, try something new once in a while. Above the falling kaiju, Moguera's targeting computer zoomed in on Godzilla's ruptured abdomen. Loads of blood seeped out, staining the sand. Godzilla's cellular activity began the process of reconstructing its vital wound. Oh good, he's taken the medicine. Chunks of black scales covered the beach. Chasms of light endowed Moguera's macer. Godzilla's ears heard the gathering energies. Godzilla fought the immense pain, determined to strike the robot first. The monster pushed its palms into the sand, providing the leverage for him to rise, if you catch my drift. Godzilla faced...
No, I don't.
Godzilla faced the aloft machine, revealing the back of his mouth. Thermonuclear light shimmered, eager to escape and spread its chaotic lust. In unison, the two titans fired. Ew. Godzilla's atomic beam met Moguera's rushing plasma, forging a great ball of light. The energetic spear radiated the region in its spell-blinding beauty. Moguera diverted. Moguera diverted the majority of its energy to the laser. Godzilla closed his orbs, devoted solely to the conflict at hand. Both the robot and monster fed the energetic spear, enlarging its mass. Without warning, the spear exploded, disrupting powerful shockwaves. The tremendous force blew Godzilla hundreds of feet away. Are you sure it's not miles?
It's actually kilometers.
Moguera's electrical circuit shut off. Damn it, Godzilla, you broke it. Gravity pulled the colossal robot down. Moguera's feet crashed into the ground. And Paso Reno.
In the distance, Moguera spotted Godzilla's weary figure struggling to rise. To eliminate the threat, Moguera's cone-shaped hands opened. Oh no. Tucked inside the metallic heads of... the metallic heads of two spiral grenades.
Doesn't he mean hands?
No, that's not what I envisioned, but I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm not gonna go beyond that. Of two spiral grenade missiles silently waited. An order was given, enabling the missiles to activate. They simultaneously left their compartments and rapidly closed in on their target. Fire seared behind the missiles, creating thick layers of smoke in their wake. Godzilla turned it just in time to see Moguera's projectiles detonate. A towering ball of fire consumed Godzilla. Shockwaves rippled out of the explosion, tearing the land loose from its foundation. The sky became lit by its awe-inspiring beauty. I don't think they're that explosive.
It depends what your kink is.
Moguera watched on as the enormous fireball died down. As it did, it revealed the silhouette of the king of the monsters. His charcoal black hide seethed with smoke. Burnt flesh dangled from his ravaged pores. Do scaly creatures have pores? Whatever. The flickering flames and dense smoke faded, granting Godzilla the chance to see his attacker. Okay. Without hesitation, Godzilla charged at the robot. Moguera activated its drill, along with the treads beneath its feet. The robot mimicked Godzilla's galloping speed. Oh boy, they're going right into it. There's no holding back! Even if the beach had been reduced to glass, it succeeded in supporting the dual mass of Godzilla and Moguera. They rammed into one another, neither offering the other remorse. Oh good glory! Moguera's twirling drill sliced Godzilla's face. Oh.
Jesus, Godzilla! I didn't know you liked it that. Didn't know you liked paint that much.
Godzilla angrily clenched the spinning drill. Ooh. The resulting friction between Godzilla's hand and the drill created a shower of sparks.
Wait, hold on. Shouldn't it say, instead of the resulting friction, shouldn't it say the resulting pulp friction?
Gosh darn it!
Oh, Gimp Moguera, it's all black and everything. Ow, stop it.
Oh, I see MM is playing with the Moguera now.
Yeah, that's what I prefer the term Gamera.
The fingers. Oh wait! It ripped open Godzilla's palm, spraying blood in all directions. Godzilla gritted his teeth. The fingers splintered, causing its bones to puncture the flesh. But Godzilla's fractured hand cluttered the drill, resulting in it impediment? Huh?
Are we making up words now?
It is.
Resulting in it impediment, as in he, I think, stopped?
I
don't know.
guess, but
You did beta reader.
Godzilla ripped the drill out of Moguera's face and tossed it aside. A shower of sparks spewed out of Moguera's damaged mug. Ah, smug son of a gun. In retaliation, the robot bombarded Godzilla with its lasers. The blistering lasers scourged Godzilla's hide, yet the monster would not be denied its retribution. Godzilla leaped forward, aiming to bash Moguera with his body.
Belly flop.
Don't even go there. Don't, just keep on. Yep.
The atomic saurian bounced off of Moguera's outer hull, splintering its internal circuits.
Okay, you can go there now.
Godzilla must really like it on top.
Razors.
Well, he's king of the monsters. He always has to dominate.
Except against Gamera.
But secretly, he wants to be a sub.
Black hydraulic. Oh wait, bounce off of outer
Black
hull. Oh yeah, okay.
Or you never know, he might let his queen get on top of him with just Gamera.
Black hydraulic fluid oozed out of the robot's fractured exterior. Godzilla was quick to bash the machine with his razor-sharp claws, but even the force of his swipes could not pierce Moguera. He resorted to his original strategy. Godzilla repeatedly slammed his bulk into Moguera. Moguera stumbled from every impact, but did not fall. As it approached the breaking point,
Define breaking point.
Moguera raised its left arm, moving to fire one of its spiral grenade missiles. Yeah, it's that kind of breaking point. Godzilla recognized Moguera's intentions. The creature seized the machine's arm, twisting it in the opposite direction. A spiral grenade missile launched out of its port, disappearing in the distance. Godzilla buried his teeth into the arm's joint, ignoring the ball of fire erupting in the backdrop. Okay. Sharp teeth shredded the sleek alloy. Godzilla yanked the arm from its host and chucked it aside. He twirled his entire body around,
Yanked it, alright.
directing his tail into the machine. The impact nearly sent the robot tumbling to the ground. Before Godzilla could carry out another assault, Moguera's maser circulated with plasma. Godzilla stopped, recollecting the previous encounter. Energy tore out Moguera's breastplate. Godzilla felt it rush over him. The destructive energies burned his flesh and tore it asunder. A newfound emotion pledged for him to remain standing. It commanded him to destroy. Pass.
Oh, boy.
Great
I
shot.
think we broke Tyler.
Sorry, my mic was off. Any case, I usually mute it every time we go through one of those phases in these matches. Oh, God. Any case, Godzilla marched forward, ignoring the blistering temperatures. He reached down, aiming to ensnare the sparkling maser. The flesh on his hand burned away, leaving only the meaty interior. But even it began to break down, slowly revealing the skeleton within. You should see a doctor about that. Alas, Godzilla's skeletal grasp squeezed the maser. Godzilla's heart rapidly pounded in its chest. There is a limit to how much pain a creature.
Going.
Yeah, there's a limit to how much pain a creature can take before it finally becomes non-existent.
Unless your name is Godzilla or Gamera.
Basically, yeah, and you can just keep going until, writer's block. For Godzilla, the pain no longer thrived. His bony hand squeezed the maser, cracking its polished shape. Godzilla augmented the strength of his grip, and shattered the projector. Broken shards faded in the light. Moguera's plasma ray was redirected throughout its mainframe, leading to the machine's immediate shutdown. Moguera's glowing eyes blinked on and off. I think that's standby mode, I think. I don't know. Any case, as Moguera started to shut down, Godzilla curled his upper lip, revealing his carnivorous teeth. Straps of flesh blanketed his skeletal hand, regenerating its lost muscle and skin tissue. Crimson energy fluctuated within Godzilla's dorsal spines. Its aura blanketed the entire beach, casting its light upon the tank graveyard. Godzilla's jaws parted, ejecting a scarlet burst of energy. The crimson beam carbonized Moguera, melting its dense metal and destroying its sleek makeup. Portions of the robot exploded, breaking away from its body. A third of Moguera became consumed by pillars of fire. Godzilla surveyed his defeated foe. After a few minutes, his gaze ascended to the heavens, unleashing a victorious roar.
The triumphant foe.
Basically, the triumphant beast turned, eager to return to the sea. Amid the burning wreckage of Moguera, an escape pod flew out of its quarters, escaping a horrible fate. I actually almost forgot about the pilots in this thing.
Yeah, I know, they're so memorable, am I right?
You mean the manufacturers?
It's actually 3 guys that got stuck in there. They had no idea how to get out until finally Godzilla released them. It's actually this whole story is actually a hero story of Godzilla going against the man and helping these poor people escape.
Yeah, he bought the toy from Amazon and unknowingly rescued them.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Godzilla getting pissed off at the toy and giving him a disease, he wouldn't have destroyed it.
Exactly. But by doing so, he saved the innocent people. Of course, all the tanks and the dead military men. But you know, it's the thought that counts.
And they might have to check themselves for monster diseases.
Yeah. They weren't good people in the tanks. They were voting for Donald Trump.
Exactly. They were actually part of the manufacturer.
They were endangering the tanks as they are an endangered species.
Oh God. Godzilla caught the pod, wondering if he should destroy it. It was then his cold gaze inspected the tank graveyard. He did not know why. Perhaps it was the sulfur flooding his nostrils. It could have been the steaming remains of the soldiers. Whatever it was, the foul flagrance of war made the animal feel disgusted with its wretched life. You know, technically Godzilla was born from the errors of man. It should be used to this by now.
Yeah, he should be really used to this. Really.
Yeah, this is not what it wanted. Of course, it's done this 100 times, but you know, it's not what he wants. It came searching for sustenance, compelled to satisfy its lust for nuclear energy, which was on the beast. Lives had been lost this day.
Wanted fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nuclear energy is of chaos, a product of man's folly. But even his primitive instincts knew of sacrifice. Whether it was to honor the lives lost or to reserve its energy, Godzilla allowed the pilots to escape. The creature later returned to the sea. For Godzilla, the past was dead. Only the cold depths of the ocean could provide comfort to his lonely existence. It is there he'd dream, and it is there Godzilla would at last know peace. You know,
winner Godzilla.
And put his CD player on and blast Linkin Park's.
Also, you guys want to know why Godzilla allowed the manufacturers to live? He wanted them to send a message for making a faulty toy, because he's coming for the big man.
Actually, what you guys didn't know is at the very end it also says Godzilla carried Moguera into the sea with him for later.
Or what remains of it. So, I forgot to mention, when I said, I think we broke Tyler, I meant to say, I think we broke Tyler just like how Godzilla broke Moguera. Also, another thing, this is a sentence I want to talk about. When it says, in retaliation, the robot bombarded Godzilla with its lasers, it should have said, in retaliation, the robot bombarded Godzilla with its lasers. Like
bombarded, take blasted.
I just also, okay, so I want to make a new note. For these matches, there's supposed to be a loser section, and the losers are, the winner is Godzilla, loser is Moguera, Gray Shot, and I'm pretty sure maybe half the audience. I don't know, maybe like 40%. I'm still trying to decide.
The winner is always me.
No, the audience will be represented through Minya. The audience will be represented through Minya.
Who is now who Gorsaur's now adopted.
Yeah, that's right.
Through legal means. That's Godzilla trying to reenact The Shining.
Unsung hero of that match.
But the unfortunate thing is that Gore's horse is still miles away.
I just want
Yeah.
I just want to make note, Tom, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're not. He's lying.
In any
But
in
Don't
any
blame me.
case,
all right. On
in
to,
any case,
all right. On
the actual discussion.
All right. The
Good
actual discussion. Yeah, what I kind of
Yes.
liked about this match is the fact that we actually get a rather decent, proper Godzilla versus Moguera match. Like, yeah, it was in the movie, but all that really happened was that, you know, Yuki directed Moguera to Godzilla. He shot off like one round of lasers, and then he was like knocked out and turned around to fight Space Godzilla.
I guess
Godzilla
you
had
could
no
say it was
problem.
a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, pretty much drive-by shooting. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a full-on confrontation between the two, and I actually did kind of like the the tank bit at the way beginning. I did like that a lot. Like, you know, just kind of like having the tanks battle Godzilla before Moguera got there. I don't know. I
So
kind of
nice.
like
Fun
that
fact:
sequence.
Andrew is a fan of senseless slaughter.
So
Yes.
I see you like it when endangered critters like to get slaughtered.
Yes, yes, I do.
Because tanks are endangered, you know, especially in Japan. You know, since they can't travel to other countries. Since the other nations didn't allow it after the Civil War.
Oh my gosh, but I kind of like this one. I mean, I had to question like some of the things, like, you know, Moguera being able to like shred through Godzilla like no tomorrow with its like plasma grenade or
Oh my.
the plasma maser cannon, or, you know, or whatever, or how quickly Godzilla can regenerate. It's like, don't get me wrong, you regenerate quickly, but like, you know, like that quickly, it's just. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I thought this was a pretty solid match. Like, it's a bit predictable, especially when it's like, oh, you know, Spiral Beam. Okay, you know, why didn't you use that earlier, Big Guy? But,
Yeah, I thought it was a solid match.
right. It was a pretty solid match otherwise. So
I just can't wait to see what Godzilla and Gamera's next adventure is.
That's when they invite Bagan to have some fun.
I'm
Wait,
pretty
wait.
sure that's the next time they meet. So
No, wait, you guys forgot about match 38. Godzilla Heisei versus Ultraman versus King Kong versus Gamera.
oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
it's
Oh
gonna
boy,
force
that's gonna be a good one.
Spermium raid, huh?
They brought a hair. Since King Kong is hairy, is he gonna be the Papa Bear in this?
Oh,
Well,
God.
thanks guys for watching. We'll see you in the season 3 premiere.
Yes,
Yeah.
the season 3 premiere of Match
To read
30.
more, sexiness.
And then it gets canceled before it even begins.
Tom's gonna cancel us. He's not gonna like what we've done.
We've perverted his matches.
Watch, I'm gonna be the reason why he quits. He's just gonna, you know what?
No, you're not. I already have that honor. You're welcome. I mean, I think.
Well, anyway, we will see you guys for Match 30, the Season 3 premiere. Thus ends Season 2. Until then.
Bye.
Later, guys.